All right. Are we live? It says the stream is good, and we're live. All right. Michael Shure and some dude named Rick on TYT Sports. We are doing the Super Bowl 52 in the most professional way possible. The pre-game show being live streamed to you at youtube.com/TYT Sports. Hello, Michael Shure. How are you?
I'm well, Stromer. How you doing? Who do you have in this?
Who do I have? The Bears, obviously. Stupid question.
The Bears. I just think the 49ers are going to beat them today.
Why do you think that? Is it because of their stellar defense led by Chris Borland, actually? Going to make a bunch of tackles out there?
Chris Borland, he didn't stick around, really. So.
Oh, crap. That's right. He didn't stick around. What was man, you guys had a lot of people retire. You had Patrick Willis retire. Navarro Bowman wanted to get away from the team. Chris Borland was like looking awesome, and then he retired. And then you had a guy who looks like he was bagging groceries, like Kurt Warner, for $5.50 an hour for a head coach for like a year. So you guys were really doing big things.
That would if any 49ers fan thinks that the coach was the problem, it was mistaken.
Of course.
Zero to do with it.
All right, so let's stop talking about nonsense.
Right.
Who do you have? Seriously, I think the spread is. It opened at 6.5. It probably went down a little bit because the money went on the Eagles. But who do you have?
Down to 5.5 when I last saw it, but it's probably in the 4s now. I think 4.5. I want the Eagles to win. I don't like either team particularly. I like Chris Long, who went to the University of Virginia, who's playing on the Eagles now and is also a really great guy.
Great guy.
I like that Donald Trump is going to be rooting for the Patriots, so it makes it easy to root for the Eagles. I think Nick Foles, listen, he has nothing to lose if they don't win the Super Bowl. It's not like he's going to be vilified, but it would be a great story coming in to a job that everybody wrote your name off and you led them to the Super Bowl. That's pretty cool.
Right. So, I did a story on Nick Foles about the. By the way, do you have headphones that you could put in? Because we're getting a lot of static back on our end. From what I'm hearing.
Hold on just a second.
Okay. All right. Leave. Go ahead. So the quick story on Nick Foles, and to Michael's point, was he has been doubted so many times. He contemplated retirement in 2014, and to the surprise of nobody, he contemplated retirement after Mr. 7-9, 8-8, that is Jeff Fisher. So he contemplated retirement after Jeff Fisher. He was also there with Case Keenum, as many know. They draft Jared Goff, and then out of nowhere, he's like, I want out of here. He gets cut. He gets released because he asked to be released, contemplated retirement, goes to Kansas City, works with Doug Peterson in Kansas City, who is a former Andy Reid assistant. And then, lo and behold, the two connect once again. He always thought that it was home to him to work with a Andy Reid, a Doug Peterson, anybody that was from that coaching circle in Kansas City, because he developed his trust and also his confidence back in himself. Doug Peterson goes to Philly. Nick Foles is like, screw it. I'm going to get backup money. I might as well go to somebody that I'm familiar with. And now he's here with the Philadelphia Eagles. Michael, you good?
Can you hear me better?
So much better. Miles better.
Okay, good.
Right. Is the main reason you're rooting against the Patriots. And everybody watching on the live stream, we appreciate it. Let us know who you have. And also who you think is going to win Super Bowl MVP. Because I'm going to read the odds momentarily of some of the best odds, I guess, per se, you could say. So is the main reason you're rooting against the New England Patriots having to do with that you don't want to see Tom Brady win another Super Bowl?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't like the Patriots. I never have really liked the Patriots that much. I respect Bill Belichick as a coach. I think he's unbelievable. So I don't have a problem. I don't even mind Tom Brady, the guy. He seems all right. I just don't like that team. I don't love. And it changed a lot for me because of what I usually pay attention to in sports, which is politics, and I couldn't stand the way Robert Kraft was with Donald Trump. So it gave me another little thing to root against the Patriots for. So, and I want something different. I'm tired of this.
I understand. Who was it? Brandon Marshall on Inside the NFL. Now, look, I disagree with Brandon Marshall on like 99% of things, but one thing that I agreed with him on was, well, everybody's like, I'm sick of the Patriots. Well, it's sort of like, and I'm throwing in my own 2 cents. It's sort of like when a pitcher gives up a home run and then you get mad that the guy hit one off of you. It's like, no. You need to do better as a league in order to keep up with the Patriots.
Of course. No, I agree. I'm just tired of him anyway. There's nothing I can do. I mean, like I've been rooting against him now for a while. Like I've never really liked him that much. And
but is it just because you're sick of it? That's it? Like it has nothing to do with their personalities?
No, I mean, I'm never a big fan of the team. When Virginia running back Terry Kirby was there for a second, I thought, hey, that's cool. So I've players who have gone there.
I thought, hey, that's cool, great, see ya.
But they're just not a team that I've ever really loved. And it's not because I don't like their, I don't have anything against Tom Brady. I'm tired of them winning, and I'd like to see somebody else win the Super Bowl. I wanted Atlanta to beat them last year. I want Philadelphia to beat them this year. I want the 49ers to beat them next year.
How much has it been a distraction to try and root for the Eagles when you know they're from Philadelphia?
Well, it's tough to know that everybody in that building is a Flyers fan. That to me is the worst part of it.
Fair point.
There's a lot that goes into it, and the Flyers are my least favorite franchise in all of sports. So I think that it's.
You hate them more than the Yankees?
Oh yeah. I grew up a Yankees fan, so I was a Yankees fan growing up. I would root for the Flyers against the Cowboys, against the Redskins. I'd root for them against, the Red Sox. I just stand the Flyers.
Sure. Wow.
And all those Flyers fans are Eagles fans.
Yes, very much so. The over/under for Pink, I think, was 202, and I think she's gonna kill the over right now.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, I think it was. Let me find it. This is all via OddsShark, by the way. 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure she's at like $140 right now, and she's at that our flag was still there. There's no chance she's not hitting the over. Okay, a few of these.
That's interesting. I would bet the hard to sing the national.
No.
More than
what was the main?
45.
What was the main girl's name in Frozen who did the national anthem last year?
You're asking me that.
Hey, Boo. She ignores me per the usual. I don't remember her name, but she killed the over. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Who sang the national anthem last year?
Menzel?
Frozen.
Menzel?
Idina Menzel. That's the one that John Travolta messed up at the Academy Awards. Yes.
Yes, great memory. All right. First off, Super Bowl MVP odds. Don't go with the obvious. Don't be lame.
Well, first, before you go with the obvious, let's each name one from each team before you look at the odds.
You're talking about stating the obvious?
Well, I'm going to go with LeGarrette Blount if the Eagles win the Super Bowl. What are his odds?
Okay, LeGarrette Blount. His odds are plus 3,300. Ooh.
So that means if I bet $100 on him, I win 3,300.
Correct.
Okay.
Great pick.
And
are you going to do it?
What if I wanted Tom Brady?
Tom Brady is the highest at minus 110.
So you have to bet $110 to win 100.
Correct. My personal favorites, I think Alshon Jeffrey is a good bet at plus 2,200, but I don't think the Eagles are going to win. And it's only happened one time, and it was like Super Bowl III when Earl Morrall came in for Johnny Unitas. When a defensive player won the MVP, and it came on a losing team, which goes to show you how much football has evolved. I like Rex Burkhead at plus 6,600 because similarly to James,
he didn't even play in their last game. He didn't
play in their last game, but if you just want to throw away $50 or $25,
right? Because
you'd never know with whatever the hell Belichick is going to do. So you got to go for the smaller names. And then the other one is Philip Dorsett, former, I believe he came from Miami, former Indianapolis Colt. He is at plus 20,000. Yes, the Colts. He's at plus 20,000. Yeah, so it's like, dude, if he has one huge, two huge plays, like yards after the catch.
Super Bowl, they always look for that other. I mean, who the receiver won for the Patriots that won the Super Bowl MVP? That played for them maybe even that one season.
Was it David Patton?
No, David Patton was not the player.
This is a great question. Deion Branch.
Deion Branch.
Yes, it was Deion Branch.
So Philip Dorsett. I mean, they like to go because they hadn't Deion Branch that much that season.
Right.
Or
and then he just had a huge playoff run. Yeah. I was watching something on the 2014 New England Patriots, and they were going over against the Ravens in the playoffs. And this is how good of a team they are and how well coached they are. Is they found and this is why you don't know what's going to happen with their offense at any point in time. And the reason being is because in 2014 they were down to the Baltimore Ravens at home. What they started doing, they drew inspiration from an Alabama LSU game where they would line up somebody that would be in the slot who's normal to catching balls, and that player would go to the referee and say, "Hey, I'm ineligible." And the Ravens would have no idea, obviously, that like Rob Gronkowski is ineligible on this play. And they would line up,
right.
I love this name, Brandon Humanawanui, University of Illinois. They would line him up.
Michael Humanawanui.
Michael Humanawanui. They would line him up on the other side, and he would have like a gain of 12 and then like a gain of 25. So if you think you know who's going to win Super Bowl MVP, aside from the front runner being Tom Brady on the New England Patriots, you really have no idea. Because you have no idea what they're going to drop at any point in time.
Yeah. But bet it anyway.
Yeah, totally. But bet it anyway. All right, go back to one thing that you stated, which was, I don't want Brady to win. If we look back on this in 20 years, wouldn't you at least somewhat, like you're talking to your kids, your grandkids, wouldn't you be like to say, I saw the greatest quarterback of all time play and surpass the likes of Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw throughout the entirety, Steve Young, throughout the entirety of his career? Wouldn't you like to say that you were born, you happen to be born, whatever the odds are against you being born at that point in time, witnessing that era in the greatness of the sport?
I have seen the greatest quarterback ever play. I don't. And Tom Brady won't surpass him. So,
is it Montana or Steve Young? It's Montana.
Montana.
It's Montana.
And I've also seen Marino, and I've seen other guys, objectively speaking. I think Tom Brady's unbelievable, and I hate comparing who the greatest ever is. Tom Brady is fantastic. As a matter of fact, the only one of the quote-unquote great quarterbacks whose greatness I dispute is Brett Favre. But
why is that?
But Tom Brady's, because I think, first of all, he was a great athlete. He was all the tough things that one is. I just thought that he was an incredibly lucky great athlete. And I think that of the great athletes I've seen, you can't do what he did without also being great, lucky or not. But I just thought that he was incredibly lucky. He chucked balls up. He had great receivers. He had great, he played in a division that was otherwise totally not as good. With
awful division.
Yeah,
awful division. But can't you say that a lot of quarterbacks have to get lucky?
Of course, but with the regularity and consistency that he did, and you make your own luck, and people would argue with me, and I respect that because, way to prove whether I'm right or wrong. But I keep him out of the group of quarterbacks I've been able to see, and Brady's in there, and I'm not going to look back and say, because he didn't win this Super Bowl, it diminishes his greatness. No,
right, of course.
I wouldn't do that.
Here's the one part I think where I've ever agreed with Ben Mankiewicz is the media love affair that they had with Brett Favre, similarly to like what JR viewed of Cam Newton when he was at Auburn, which was, the darling smile. Oh, look at his smile. He's just, his smile makes plays. But like where Ben and I agreed was with Brett Favre and just the freaking shovel pass. Like the shovel pass wasn't like ungodly. It was just a play that happened. It was, it would just it happened on the fly in a playoff game. It resulted in them winning, and it's like, this moment is incredible. No one could do a forward shovel pass like Brett Favre. Oh my God, Lambeau Field beating the Vikings in the sun. It was snowing. The ground is white, and it's just like, come on.
People hyperbole, they love it, and they love. And they love when Superman actually flies faster than the speeding bullet. So if they have this being Superman, anything he does at that point is the best thing that's ever been done before.
Yes.
But Brady's great. And Brady, like Nick Foles, a little bit differently than the biography of Nick Foles, but Brady came in for an injured Drew Bledsoe on a team that was supposed to be, was destined. Then, oh, my God, they lose their quarterback, and he did what he did. And so with Carson Wentz, the situation's slightly different. Wentz isn't quite what Bledsoe was at that point, and nor is Foles what Brady is, but it's still pretty cool.
It's very cool. And to go a little bit further than that, they beat the Rams in that Super Bowl. Wasn't Kurt Warner the quarterback then as well?
Correct.
He already surpassed Trent Green, Indiana University. Because Trent Green, there's only like 3 of us, all right? There's only like 3, maybe 4. Can you name any IU players that played in the NFL? Oh, this is a great question.
David Schuster was not in the NFL, right?
David Schuster. No. I saw him at Temple last week, though.
No, IU players, I don't know the answer to this question.
Okay, it's Adewale Ogunle, Trent Green, Antoine Randall. Yeah. Antoine Randall, great play in the Super Bowl for the Steelers. Yep. And Cody Latimer, who plays for the Broncos right now. That's pretty much it.
Cody Latimer, look at that.
Yeah, I know. There's not a lot of us. Okay, the game's going to start in about 5 minutes, so that's how much time we have left, and then we want everybody to enjoy the game. First touchdown score. Rob Gronkowski.
Who's going to get it?
Rob Gronkowski's the favorite. Who do you think's going to get it? He's at plus 700.
I mean, should we do it for each team, or do you want for the?
No, first touchdown scorer in the game.
First touchdown score in the game. Tom Brady's going to run it in on they get it down to the 0-yard line and they push him in.
The odds are heavily against Tom Brady. He is plus 3,300 according to OddsShark.
So go make the bet.
Yes, go make the bet. Let me see. There should be another one.
So what's the final score, Stromer?
Let's see. We're about to kick off. Final score, I have 38-27 New England Patriots covering the spread. I'm not confident, but, I mean, I've been saying all along that I think they're going to win by double digits, so I might as well stick with it. What do you got?
I have the Eagles winning 36-31.
36-31? Oh.
Yes.
You want to bet on it?
No. I don't.
Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, everybody watching, we are now kicked off. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Subscribe, youtube.com/TYT Sports. We are going to see you potentially at halftime, but definitely for the post-game show. Michael Shure, enjoy it, sir. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the Super Bowl, guys.
All righty.